Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is doing good. Today I really wanted to try and do the Draw This in Your Style challenge because I love it. I've looked, I know it's been a thing for a while now, and I don't even know if people do this anymore, but I was looking through Instagram and I always like find accounts that are doing this and they post different ones that everyone sends, and I was looking through them and I had to do one. I had to do some because they were just calling to me, and I think this challenge is really, really fun. So here we are. Also, I apologize in advance because this is so off topic, but I'm filming this at like 2 in the morning because I can't sleep, and I feel a little delirious right now, so who knows what's gonna happen, some crazy stuff. So yeah, and that's why I'm also being kind of quiet because everyone else is asleep, so I apologize for that, but hopefully that's gonna be okay. And also, this is a very, very long video, which I also apologize for, but I didn't want to speed it up any longer because this is already like pretty sped up, and I didn't want to do it even longer because then I think it would get kind of distracting and hard to watch. So we're just gonna have a long one today, but everyone can either join along or also draw. That's what I always like to do also. So yeah, so obviously this first one that I am drawing in my style, I think their art style is so cute, and it's actually, obviously our styles are pretty different, but this one is, I think, actually probably the closest one to my own style. It's not like a crazy shift, so actually sketching it out and everything was pretty, it wasn't super difficult, but I had just so much fun coloring this. It was another just very satisfying process, and what really drew me to do this one was just, I love the colors and also just the design itself. I don't draw stuff like this very often. Something that I've found very interesting recently with art is, whenever I was younger, I would only ever draw girls. That was like all I ever drew. But more recently, I only really ever draw guys, which is really interesting. I draw guys way more than I draw girls, and so it like completely flipped, which is weird. But like I still like really like drawing women and girls and stuff. I don't know why that changed recently. I think it might be because I tend to draw quite a bit of fan art, and a lot of my favorite characters just so happen to be male, I guess. I don't know why that is, but I loved this design. I thought it was so cute, and again, it was just very different from what I usually do. And the colors too, I tend to use more natural colors, I guess. And I loved the color palette, and I loved the skin tone. Anytime I get the chance to do an off color skin tone that's not normal human color, I always want to do. So I had so much fun coloring it, and the skin was just really, really fun to do. Also, I love this paper that I'm using. It is so, I really think, because this is in my sketchbook, but I decided to put different paper for these because in my sketchbook it bleeds really, really badly with the Ohu markers and the Copic markers. So I decided to just tape these ones in one different paper, and this paper is so satisfying, and it's like really smooth to color on, and I had a lot of fun experimenting with different types to color it. And I'm getting kind of entranced by the speed paint a little bit because it's the colors go down so smoothly. It's so satisfying to watch, and the blending out of all the colors was really fun and a really interesting process. I don't know if anyone else has this problem too whenever they're coloring with markers specifically, but because of how fast markers will dry, I'm always like slightly in a panic. I'm always like slightly like, I gotta hurry because I don't want stuff to look streaky. So I'm constantly like panicking inside my brain to like be fast, which is hard too because it's like I want to take my time and make stuff look good. But I remember when I was working on this, and honestly, all the ones I did, I was like panicking inside a little bit every time I was doing like, especially big blocks of color, because I try so hard to make it go down as smooth as possible. And I feel like in order to do that, the best way is to by working faster. Or I guess you could go over stuff again, but that makes the colors a lot darker, and also it is wasting more ink, and I don't want to do that. So I try to go so fast, but I'm like imposter class that I'm always panicking. Sorry, I can't talk. No one's surprised. The hair, I realized I never do. Something I had to be careful of too when I was working on this was making sure that uh, I shaded the hair enough, because I realized a lot of the time with my own art, I tend to make the hair darker than the skin color. But in this one, it was obviously the opposite. So I had to be really careful that I did this right. But I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Also, I ended up kind of grabbing this pink is it's so freaking bright on the freaking screen. It's blinding me. It's like freaking neon. I didn't mean for this to be the color, but I started using it and then I kind of just didn't stop. I probably could have changed it, but because I think the original color in the original artist drawing was definitely not this bright or neon. But I kind of like it actually though, and also I literally never use this color, so it was kind of a good excuse to use it, because I don't use very bright colors like that very often. But I kind of like it now actually. This drawing was genuinely just so satisfying to do though. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just have it's crazy how different my experience is with drawing every single time I do it, to be honest, because I never know how awful of a time I'm gonna have or how fun of a time I'm gonna have. And this was a great one because it was very fun. Also, yeah, I forgot to say this before, but I decided with all these, I'm gonna have there's one more video drawing I'm gonna do with this video, and then I plan on doing another video because I have two more I'm gonna do. And I'm only gonna put two on a video because this is already freaking so long. But I decided on all of them that I want to do the same pose that they're doing in the original drawing, because one, I'm lazy. I don't want to come up with my own pose, and also because I like comparing it directly that way. It's easier for me to compare it how different the style is whenever they're exactly the same pose. Also, I just really like the clothes that the character is wearing in this a lot. I think it's so cute and not something I would ever come up with myself. My favorite part of drawing this, I always adding like little touching details and stuff. So like adding the little freckles and the little tattoo that she has, and especially doing like the bits of lace on her clothing was so satisfying to do. I never do that, I realized in my own art, which I should do that more. I should like put more lace and stuff on things. And it's just so satisfying whenever to draw anytime with the white pen, because it glides on so nice and smooth, and it's very fun. By the way, if anyone's curious what white pen I use in this video, it is the Sakura Jelly Roll pen, and I would highly recommend them actually. I think they're fairly good. I think I tend to only use the one size. I tend to use I think it's like 10, that's the size. That's probably the best one, honestly, because I don't know why the other ones don't really work, to be honest. So maybe I shouldn't be recommending these. But like the size 10 ones, they work really well. Also, this looks really weird seeing it on screen fast, but I've been trying whenever I add bits of white to like kind of smudge it in with my finger to like, I don't even know if it works though. It really doesn't. See, like the white paint goes on pretty smoothly though, but it's like only the one side. So I'm just saying, like, if you do want to get this, because I think, I don't know though, you might be able to buy them by themselves. I don't remember, but I think the ones I got were in a pack. So I'm just saying beware, because the smaller sizes don't usually work as well. Like I think there's like a size 1 or 5 or something like that, and it doesn't really work. It's not like, it doesn't come out smoothly. So I'm just warning everyone to be careful if it's very expensive, and try to see if you can get them in a more singular pack, because like the size 10 is the only one that really works in my opinion, or what I've experienced. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. That's always possible because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, this one was very, very fun. And I'm going to make sure that I link the original artist in the description, and their name is also on the screen here. So if you also want to check them out, I would highly recommend. They are on Instagram. They might be on other platforms too, but that's the one I'm definitely sure they're on. So I would recommend checking them out. This is another one where as soon as I saw it, it immediately captured my attention. This one too, I think is a little bit, this is quite different, I think, from my style also. So that also made me happy, but I just absolutely love this one. And I also decided to make it so that both of these drawings were on the same like spread, because I love how they're completely like opposites. And I feel like they would be like best friends, these characters. Like in, if they were like in a story together, I just think the whole like opposites attract. Or maybe they'd be like a couple or something. I could totally see that because they have such different energies, and I love it. Um, but this one was so fun to do, and again, obviously the different skin tone also was really fun. And this, what I said before, like when I was coloring the skin here, I was kind of panicked. I was panicking when I was coloring this because I didn't want it to become kind of streaky, and it kind of does. I was kind of struggling coloring this one because it's a lot harder whenever. Also, I think I messed up because I'm pretty sure I don't know anything about color theory. I'm so bad at coloring. Like I'm so bad at picking colors, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm pretty sure if you do put like a darker skin tone down, you want to layer it later first. And I didn't do that, and I end up adding like bits of blush and stuff on this, and it ends up making it have a weird texture. And I think it's because I was supposed to do that first and I didn't. So do not do what I do here, please. Do not follow how I color because I'm doing it wrong. You'll see I mess this up. Don't do what I do. Yeah, because it started to look patchy, and yeah. So I ended up learning my lesson though, because I'm pretty sure on the other ones I did that I fixed that. I think I put lighter colors down first, which is, yeah, see, that's not right, and it ended up making it have a really weird texture. So don't do that if you're drawing. I guess if you're like painting though and stuff, like especially with like acrylics, I think it's fine, but if you're using marker, it's not what you should do. Oh god. I've been trying recently too, like whenever I'm coloring, I try to pick out my colors before I do an area. But I don't test them on it. So I don't test them though. So I should do that, but I don't because I'm freaking, I don't know. I just go by my eyes, I guess. And also her skin ended up different than the original, but I mean, it's in my style, I guess, so let's be honest. I would never have come up with this myself. I wish I was that creative. Anyway, I love this freaking art so much. I'm trying to think about this, like, character and this style reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know what it reminds me of, but I freaking love it. It's so freaking cute. I love the way that they did the skin, because there's bits of blue in there too. I personally did not do that in mine. I kind of just kept it purple. That was like the only. I had some pink obviously too, but that was like the only color I ended up adding in because I didn't think I would be able to capture the same way they did. So, also please go check out this artist. They are very, very talented, and I would highly recommend looking at their stuff. But just everything about this is also something that I would never come up with myself or draw. So I'm really happy I did this challenge, and I would really recommend doing it because it gives you the chance to draw things that you might not usually draw. Also, I think it's really cool to, like, I know it's not good to compare yourself to other artists, and I agree, it's not, but I think it's fun sometimes to just see, I don't know, like, see the differences that artists have, and I think it can be used in a positive light though too. I don't think comparing yourself to other artists always has to be negative. I think it's always kind of put more into a negative context, but I think this is a great way to do it healthy. Just don't like look at your art and be like, my stuff sucks and there's just, like, try to be which I do that too a lot, to be honest. I can be pretty bad at that, but in this one I was just really having I was in a very healthy headspace when I was doing this one though, which I'm really happy with, and it ended up being a lot more of a positive experience for me than a negative one. And I'm really happy. I feel like my voice is getting really weird right now. Oh god. I've been talking. Also, I'm getting really loud. I need to get quiet. I've been talking for too long. I'm great. I don't know if anyone else is feeling like this, but I feel like time has just been crazy recently. It was just like Thanksgiving break. And my days are all blending together, and I feel like I'm going insane. And I don't know what day it is anymore. Time is actually crazy. I don't understand it, and I think I'm sleep deprived right now. So I'm starting to talk about very great. I don't know what's happening. I apologize. If anyone's still here, I apologize. Shading this was very fun and also kind of scary because one wrong move and I could have completely messed this drawing up. Something I've been also figuring out too with coloring, especially with marker, is like leaving certain parts, like layering up. I don't know how to explain this. Like layering, figuring out what areas you want to layer, and then also, that was a mistake right there. I messed that up. That was not supposed to do that. Anyway, figuring out what areas you want to just leave unshaded. I don't know how to talk. Unshaded, and then layers that you want to leave not shade. Oh god, I literally don't know how to describe this. Also, this looks very streaky. I don't know how else I could. I guess I probably should have gone over to the chisel nib and colored it that way, and I didn't. So again, I feel like the pink here kind of ends up looking weird shaded in with this color. I really tried hard to shade it in as best as I could, but I think the colors are just so drastically different that it ended up not working super well, and I completely like chewed through the paper when I was shading this. But you know what? It's fine. I don't know what else it happened, and I don't think it's actually that distracting now, so I'll take it. But I really also, I don't like, personally with my art, I don't shade like crazy. I tend to usually only like one or two colors whenever I'm shading, and I just layer a lot with the same base color over and over again, as you can see. And I kind of like how that looks more, actually. And just leaving spots lighter than others, and like making that lighting is really interesting, and it's something I've been trying to do more. I really think that working digitally, because I recently got more into digital art, I think it's really, really helped me actually with coloring. I think it's really, I don't know why, I think seeing what colors I'm using, and also using the color picker is actually very helpful because it lets you see, like, a lot of the times it surprises me, you know, my eye tends to deceive me a lot whenever I'm coloring. I think I see a certain color and it ends up being something completely different. I think that's really helped actually recently with my traditional stuff because I feel like I have been doing things a little bit more differently recently, especially with skin. I've been coloring things differently. Originally, too, with the black parts of her outfit, I was going to add more shading into it, and I was going to make it more gray, but I kind of ended up deciding to make it pretty dark, and I kind of wanted to just make it very black. I ended up shading more color in there, too, and I'm actually pretty happy with how, especially her, I don't know, what would you call that, a bodice? I don't know what you'd call that. Her, I think, yeah, like bodice, I guess you would say. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out actually because I do add other bits of color, but I ended up making it pretty simple and not adding too much crazy. Like, I make it pretty dark, and I'm happy I did that because I think it is a good contrast to the skin actually. And I think if I added too much shading, it would have kind of taken away from her face. I didn't want to do that. I really love to, with both of these drawings specifically, where like they cut off, it like looks so satisfying. And I also love the background color on this one. It fits so well with the drawing. And I end up using a similar color. What I like to do a lot whenever I'm drawing like backgrounds is, especially if it's just like a single one color, I tend to make the background whatever the eye color is. Because a lot of the time the eye color ends up being very different and a very different contrast to the rest of the drawing. And I think it's a good way to tie in the colors. I did that with the last one too. Actually, I think I did that with every drawing I did of these. Because the last one also was her eyes were blue in that one, and I didn't have one single color in the background, but I added bits of blue on the background, and there was no blue anywhere else on the drawing. So I decided to do a similar thing. I'm also really happy I decided to do this challenge because I think it really inspired me actually to create more of my own characters and design more stuff. I really want to design characters more just for fun too. They don't even have to be anything. I should make a video on that actually. I think that'd be fun. I could like design a fun character. I want to do that more. The hair was very, very fun to do on this one. Also, it was kind of scary because it's kind of just going. I was not like following what my pencil was originally, so I was kind of just adding stuff in last minute, which is kind of scary to do whenever you use a marker and you can't go back. But it ended up actually turning out good. So, you know, sometimes it's okay to be spontaneous. I think it's important when you're drawing. And her hair, especially like the ponytail, kind of reminds me of like Tim Burton. Like it gave me like Lydia vibe from Beetlejuice. That's her name, right? I'm pretty sure it is. It kind of reminded me of Lydia from Beetlejuice. And I love this hairstyle. I would never come up with this hairstyle myself, and I think it's really cute. This made me want to draw bangs more on characters, like the micro bangs. It made me want to draw them more. I realized with my art recently, a lot of times it happens with the hair, but I tend to go like very Tim Burton, like swirly with hair and stuff. And I never realized that's also probably why everyone's doing so much with Tim Burton. But I realize I've been doing that more. When it comes to hair, I tend to use a lot more, I use more shapes than doing super straight edges on things. I tend to make it more like wavy and, squiggly. I don't know how to describe my art. Squiggly, I guess. And I did add a lot of like interesting shapes, like spirals and stuff. But nevertheless, that's kind of become like a staple of my art. Actually, a lot of my art does that now. I realize. But yeah, this was so fun. Also, again, I was just kind of trying to play around with color here, and I added that big blotch of color in the hair there, and really tried to blend it in with the black. And I'm actually really happy I did that because I think it adds a little bit more interest to the hair than just making it pitch black. And it's what they do in the original drawing too. So I kind of tried to do that too myself, but I don't know. It's fine. It turned out better than I thought it would actually. So I'm not gonna knock it. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Oh, that was so satisfying. I really try to, just for my own benefit, I will like purposely try to lay color down as satisfyingly as I can. Doesn't often happen though. This marker is like dying, kind of, but it's fine. Yeah, no, like this was giving me stress. Like this was stressing me a little bit, but I was also just kind of going. I don't know when to stop because I'm like literally in my brain. Is anyone else just constantly freaking out when they're drawing? Because I feel like I am. I feel like I'm constantly losing my mind when I draw. Those flyaways are so sad. I'm sorry. I say this literally every single video. I love flyaway little hairs. I highly recommend you trying that out. I might not, not everyone likes it probably, I'm sure, but it brings me so much joy. It generally adds, I think, so much to a drawing to add those little flyaways. I love it. Another process that literally inside my brain, it feels like my brain is on fire and I'm losing my mind is whenever I draw eyes. Because if you mess an eye up, it like can completely ruin a drawing. Again, I kind of wish on this one too that her nose ended up being no, I kind of like the nose though in this one. So I was gonna say it ended up being longer than the original one, but I kind of like the way it looks actually. So what? Also, that red was it was like the perfect red I could have used actually. I'm really happy that I did that one. It's such a good contrast with everything else. I wish that this pencil was a little bit lighter, but I still am really happy with the effect that it did, and it makes me want to try doing that more in the future. So I learned a lot also doing this, which makes me happy. Which is why I would also recommend doing this challenge because I think I need to be careful how I word this. It's good to see what other artists are doing and trying it yourself. I think. Because you can learn a lot from other people. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching this video if you're still here. This was an extra long one, so I hope other people are enjoying it and can get some art done also watching it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and please go check out these artists. I will link them down below and you can see their names up on the screen. And I hope that everyone has an amazing day or night or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.